Good evening. This is Luke Thomas, Holmquist here at the Earthquake Forecast Center. It is 9/11 in the evening on October 3rd, 2021. 9/11 in the evening on October 3rd, 2021, and it's Sunday. So let's go to the forecast here. And first of all, many of you are saying, Luke, where is the earthquake that you forecasted for the 29th into the 30th? Let's get into that right away here. First of all, let's see how well this forecast model is working. This peak here produced a 4.3 in Los Angeles area. The stronger peak here produced a 5.7 in the Gulf of California. This one here produced a 4.4 just southeast of San Diego. This is the peak that we were worried about, which did not trigger the quake. And this quake here produced a 3.4 in the San Francisco, San Leandro area. But this one did not trigger anything. So what happened? Well, we made some improvements to the forecast model so that won't happen again, hopefully. Here is a forecast map for the 3rd and the 4th. And this is the most likely scenario right here, is down near the Salton Sea, between Ridgecrest and the Salton Sea. Something should happen in there during the next 24 to 36 hours. And we have this strong trigger coming up on the 4th in the morning at 10 o'clock. And then also late on the 4th into the 5th in the Los Angeles area. This one here produced a 3.4. This one produced a 3.3 up near San Francisco. And so it was kind of in sync there with San Francisco's forecast. And those were farther north. So this is coming up. The variance level is the highest in the Salton Sea area. And we'll get to that in a second. However, the risk, let's go to start with Coalinga first of all. Coalinga forecast. We had a peak on late on the 2nd into the 3rd, which produced a 3.3 northwest of Coalinga near Morgan Hill. And the risk has been tapering off. You can see there's a peak that's coinciding with the October 5th quake down near the Salton Sea. But otherwise, the risk is falling off in Coalinga. El Centro, and this is where we think that's going to happen. Here's that peak from the 2nd to the 3rd, which produced a 3.3 near Morgan Hill. And this is the spike in risk. There's one in the morning at about 10 o'clock in the morning, and then a much stronger one late on the 4th into the 5th. And here's the map again for that right here. It should happen between Ridgecrest and the Salton Sea. And we're looking, we still need to calibrate this new forecast model. So anywhere between a 5.0 and a 6.5, 6.5 earthquake is possible late on the 4th into the 5th. And here's the Los Angeles again. We have a spike in risk in the morning, tomorrow morning on the 4th at 10 o'clock. And then another spike in risk late in the 4th into the 5th around 1 or 2 in the morning on October 5th. However, look at the Ridgecrest forecast here. This produced 3.6 southwest of Ridgecrest on the Garlock Fault. This spike in risk happens late tonight into tomorrow morning. So we'll see what happens there. Nothing yet. This is another couple hours from now. There's a spike in risk in Ridgecrest. So we'll see what that triggers in Ridgecrest. Now the variance level down in Salton Sea is much, much higher than the Ridgecrest area, as far as we know so far. But it looks like it's going to hit between Ridgecrest and the Salton Sea. And here, there's another spike in risk here on the 5th. So we'll see what happens. It could be anywhere between Ridgecrest and the Salton Sea, most likely halfway in between there, maybe near Palm Springs. But a strong earthquake nonetheless is going to happen either late tonight near Ridgecrest on this peak here, or like we said on the Salton Sea forecast late on the 4th into the 5th. Ridgecrest has it coming in late tonight into the 4th. So anytime during the next 24 hours or so, looking for a strong earthquake to hit Southern California, most likely between Ridgecrest and the Salton Sea. It could hit near Los Angeles as well, but most likely like near Palm Springs is the most probable area for it to hit. And then here's a San Francisco forecast. You can see they're at a peak right here, which produced a 3.0, and then a 3.4 was produced by this peak here on the October 2nd. And you notice the risk is pretty quiet after that, except for on the 4th, which is kind of picking up what's going on, and it's kind of in sync with the data down in Southern California on this peak, it looks like. But 45% risk in San Francisco on the 4th. South Lake Tahoe, we had this spike in risk on the 2nd, which coincided with the 3.4 in the San Francisco Bay. And then an 80% risk is coming up on the 4th of October. But once again, the highest risk is down in the area between Ridgecrest, which is right here in this graph, and the here it is right here, Salton Sea. And that's the most likely spot, is like right around the Palm Springs is like most likely area. But a large earthquake in Southern California during the next 24 to 36 hours, most likely late on the 4th, but could hit as early as late tonight in the Ridgecrest area. As we explained before, here again is that map. Very, very high risk in that area from Ridgecrest to the Salton Sea. And we had a few days back, this area was lit up before, and it didn't release that energy in Southern California. So if you live down in Southern California, especially in the area from Los Angeles to Palm Springs to the Salton Sea, look for a strong earthquake during the next 24 to 36 hours, most likely late on the 4th into the 5th. But as we showed here on the Ridgecrest graph, risk graph, there's a peak late tonight around 11 p.m. to 1 in the morning. So it might hit in Ridgecrest, releasing that energy, but most likely near Palm Springs. All right, you can get this data over at quakeprediction.com, and you can check some other forecasts out there. We'll be updating Anchorage, Alaska, Athens, Greece, Sendai, Japan, and Tokyo shortly with this new forecast model. That's a tweaking on the other one, improvement of the other one. The other one is working quite well, but this one should be a little bit better on this going forward. Thanks again for joining us here tonight, quakeprediction.com with the Earthquake Forecast Center. Thanks for your support. Almost 17 years of research, and we appreciate every one of you. And we will talk to you most likely after the earthquake coming up in Southern California. Thank you so much, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.